Here's a good example of factoring an expression. And you can factor expressions that have a number in front of the x squared a couple of different ways. One of those ways is using the AC method. And so you just multiply the 6 by 20. So that would be 120. And then find two numbers that multiply to 120 that have either a sum or difference of negative 23. And so in this case, I came up with those two numbers. So I left the 20x squared and the plus 6 alone, and then I rewrote this as minus 8x and minus 15x. Now, if you pick the wrong numbers for that, this doesn't work. But as long as you pick the right numbers, the thing will work. I'll just finish it off here. So then what you do is you group this and you group that and do a common factor. So I think I can take 4x out of the first, leaving me with 5x minus 2. And out of the second, I think a negative 3, again leaving me 5x minus 2. You know you've got picked the right two numbers here using the AC method if this and this match. So if they match, then you can go further and say, well, here's a term and here's a term, and there's a 5x minus 2 common to both of them. So I can bring a 5x minus 2 out front. I factor that out of here, I'm left with 4x. I factor out of here, I'm left with minus 3. So that is the factorization of that. And that's using the AC method. And when I was in high school, they never showed me that method. And I quite like it. But sometimes the possibilities for 120 are like huge. Like that would have been hard. 24 and 5, 20 times 6, 5 times 24, 10 times 12, 8 times 15. It would have taken me a long time to get to 8 and 15. So another way you can do it is do a guess and check. And that's often what I do in questions. And so what I do is I take a look at this number, and then I guess numbers that'll work with those, and then check to see if I get a negative 23. So I'll just do one. So say 20x squared, I can split into a 10x and a 2x. And then 6, probably I can split into a 2 and a 3. So then I'll check to see if I'm right. So this would be 2x squared. This would be plus 30. Well, maybe there's a minus there. Let me put a minus there. So it's minus 30x and then minus 4x and plus 6. I know I'm going to get the first and the last term. That should have been a 20. I know I get the first and the last term. It's just these two I have to check. And as you see, this comes out to minus 34, which isn't minus 23. Therefore, I guessed wrong. One thing that I often do is if I see a number like 20, so 20 could be 20 times 1, 10 times 2, 5 times 4. So what I do, I call it the middling method. Sort of a funny name for it. But you take the numbers that are closest to the middle or that are closest together and try those first. So I want to try 10x. It's a good thing to try. It's a possibility. But I would have tried the closest ones together first. So 5x and a 4x. And then the 6 splits into 3 and 2. So 3 and 2. And because this sign is positive, I know both signs have to be the same. And because this sign's negative, they both have to be negative. So then I try that. So 20x squared minus 10x minus 12x plus 6. Again, I know I get the first and last term right. The middle one, I got wrong. So if I got it wrong, then I would guess again. But this time, I'd use, instead of putting the 3 here, I'll put the 3 over there and the 2 here. And see what happens. 20x squared minus 15x minus 8x plus 6. First, last term correct. This time, those are minus 15 minus 8 is a minus 23, which I wanted. Therefore, I know that that is my answer. Okay, so that is the guess and check method. And the one that I did to begin with is the AC method. It's nice to know how to do both methods. But what I'd really like is just that you're really good at one or the other. So again, like I say, it's nice to know both, But as long as you're really good at doing one of them, that's fine.